The first time you heard that song, you hated it. The chorus felt annoying. The beat felt wrong. You almost skipped it. Then it played again and again. Somewhere around the fifth time, you caught yourself humming it in the shower. What changed? The song didn't get better. Your brain did. Psychologists call this the mere exposure effect, and it might be the sneakiest force shaping your taste. It says something strange about how you decide what you like. You don't fall for things because they're good. You fall for things because they're familiar. In 1968, psychologist Robert Zajonc ran an experiment that would define this idea for decades. He showed people a series of unfamiliar images, made up Chinese characters, random faces, nonsense shapes. Some images appeared once, others appeared up to 25 times. Afterward, he asked a simple question: which ones do you like? People consistently preferred the images they'd seen the most, not the most beautiful ones, not the most interesting ones, just the ones their brain had crossed paths with before. Here's why that matters. To your ancestors, unfamiliar meant dangerous. A strange rustle in the grass, an unrecognized silhouette on the ridge. Novelty demanded caution because novelty could kill you. Familiarity, on the other hand, meant survival. If you'd encountered something before and it hadn't hurt you, your brain filed it under safe. And safe, over time, started to feel like something else entirely. It started to feel like liking. Your brain isn't scoring things on quality. It's scoring them on how much processing effort they take. The more you see something, the easier it becomes to recognize. That ease gets misread as pleasure. Neuroscientists call this processing fluency, and it runs quietly underneath almost every preference you think you've chosen freely. This isn't just about songs. In 1992, researchers Richard Moreland and Scott Beach tested it in a college classroom. They had 4 women, all similar in appearance, attend a large lecture different numbers of times throughout a semester. Some attended 0 classes, others attended 15. None of the women ever spoke to the students. At the end of the semester, students rated how attractive, likable, and interesting each woman seemed, based only on photographs. The women who'd shown up most often scored highest. Nobody in that room could explain why. They just knew what felt familiar felt good. So why do you suddenly like a song you used to skip? Why does a coworker you barely noticed start to feel like a friend? Why does a brand logo you've seen 1,000 times feel more trustworthy than one you're seeing for the first time? Because somewhere in your ancestral wiring, your repetition still means safety, and safety still masquerades as attraction. There's a twist, though. This only works up to a point. Psychologist Edward Titchener first noted the phenomenon back in the early 1900s, calling it a glow of warmth toward familiar things. But push exposure too far, and the glow turns into irritation. Hear a song 50 times in a day, and you'll want to throw your phone across the room. Familiarity breeds liking, right up until it breeds fatigue. Your brain wants comfort, not saturation. Which means the next time you catch yourself loving something you once hated, don't assume you've discovered good taste. You've probably just met it enough times for your nervous system to stop flinching. Advertisers know this. Streaming algorithms know this. That's why the same song gets pushed into every playlist you open, why the same face keeps showing up in your feed. None of it is an accident. It's your ancient threat detector, quietly rebranding the familiar as the beloved. So the next time a song grows on you, remember what's actually happening. You didn't change your mind. You just stopped being afraid of it